narcissism, but it's not going to be forever. I'm just helping you so that you can get back on your feet. Do you know, a number of people can buy the school fees just for a term. I don't think the next term of another foot was an azure. Business I got to fire. I know that shop here brought me the on my way, I'm anyway motor. I want the angle. You know what I'm saying? So allow me as well to plan my life, weekend day. Allow me as well to enjoy my life. Remember, to know it almost is different, but when I help you, it does not necessarily mean I have to continue doing that, which is why we need to deal with that. Then could I want to take a weekend day? I don't know one, but still I don't sponsor my habits. Entitlement mindset, and I think a number of us we're experiencing these things almost every day. I want to start with a statement which is very painful. I've written it in this book called No One Is Coming. Weekend, no one owes you anything. No one owes you anything in this life. Meaning when you wake up every day, you need to understand it's your responsibility to work on your life. Akuna. A number of us, we usually feel entitled. If I'm coming from a family on a well up, they owe me something. At least they have to give me a start. At least they need to push me. No, life does not work that way. No one owes you anything. And in this earth, if you're going to live your life expecting someone to come and do things for you, you're heading for a heartbreak. So we need to help people and disabuse people from this entitlement mindset. And most importantly today, we're actually going to be sharing some thoughts on how we can deal with people with an entitlement mindset. Also, bona weekend kuna munhu anofunga kuti mari yako iwe yakushandira iwe uroro wakasvinura ndiyake. Kuna munhu unotoraira outita budget nemari isiri yake. Ari kunzi no tete V vanowanzotambira kuma 27 so ndopo anozondoona asi akambokubvunza. And by the way, ukatomunyima mari iyoyo, you actually become enemies. And I want you to notice one thing. Usually the people who end up fighting you, these are the people that you actually assisted at one point in time.
That's so true.
These are the people who, when they were at their worst, you came in, you delivered even your best. And a number of times we also need to understand, when someone does something, they're not doing it because of anazro. It's because sometimes they're really searching deep and making some huge sacrifices. But a number of us, we omit to see the sacrifice, and we think it's happening in the ordinary course of things, and we actually expect them to do more. You don't know about to grocery personal obligation. Next month, you will raise our foot. One is knows how far. But we need to begin to deal with an entitlement mindset, especially among adults. So, in a number of people, we one of my families where one child is successful, the other ones are still trying, and a number of times, my parents, even if they're not actually careful, my parents will end up putting pressure on another child to look after other children. Sometimes we're even adults, which is why my parents got about 3 over. I see more kuti mwana anaka. Do you know kune mhuri dzine vana vasingatomboonana hanya nemwe? They don't even care about each other. Kuita mamwe family yokuti kune 1 or 2 vanotomborenga kuti kune mwana wamai wangu ngaimbopura chimutumiro ka $10 kana ka $20. But some people who end up actually developing an expectation kutoti izvi zvinhu zvinofana kuramba zvichiitika. We need to understand this reality. You're an adult. You have got to learn to take responsibility for your life. Kana wafunga kuti vana, you need to realize kuti hakuna baba mukuru, hakuna muningi naye uyazoendesana nawo kuchikoro. Kana wafunga kuti kuroora, usazoroora wakatarisa homwe yamukoma, kunzi mukoma wachazondigama. Ari mambitora idzi zvitunetsi. Kunzi mukoma ane mombe, vachazondipawo mbiri dzokuti ndizoendesa kuzondoroora. Life doesn't work that way. So the moment we begin to realize that we need to own up, we need to mature up, you not bad in terms of progressing forward.
Kuti Maria yamkoma isi Maria.
No, aisi yako.
Maria sisi ndiavo.
Ndiavo aisi yako.
Aisi yangu. Asi they can help me out of the goodness of their own heart.
Yep.
But then as you said kuti dzimwenze nguva munhu andozoita the worst person. Munhu anenge akatobatsira than asina. Nokuti we are also continue.
No, antori nemari. Mufunge akangonyarara. And the next thing you know what, they end up fighting you. We need to learn to deal with this. So how do you deal with people very entitled, especially if they're adults? Number one, don't nourish the entitlement mindset. Because you know what? A number of things that we condone or we tolerate, we end up approving. So pane woman autofunga kuti zvaarikuita izvozvo zvokuramba zvichitonetsa zviri normal. In the moment you're actually showing that it's okay, you're entertaining it, you're tolerating, you're making it permanent. This is the reason why you need to learn to put to a stop certain things. Guys, this I'm doing, but I can't go this far. No, I lost my father when I was 18. The first thing that I had to do when I started working in 2009 was to call Sekuru. Sekuru, let me take over now. He was paying my school fees. He said, I'm going to do it now. Not because I'm married, because I also understand the load that he had. And I'm not talking about you're earning a lot of money. No, you don't. And the next thing that I had to do was to have a conversation on my father's babies. I'm going to try my best. I did. And I said to everyone, I'm going to and na budget drug sponsor already.
Yeah.
And when my other brother went for attachment, God is so good, eh? He got attachment at a place where he was actually being paid like someone who's going to work. And I said, see, he was very, very kind. He showed me his pay slip. We had at least school fees, university. And guess what? He did it. And I told him point blank that, Sean, I've opened the door for you on attachment. I'm not going to help you look for a job. Guess what? You followed my advice. Now, he's now a manager in the very same organization. So I was dealing with mindset. No. So, yes, exactly. So we need to get to a level where we actually stop nourishing that mindset. Because once you nourish it, it grows. And once it grows, guess what? It becomes the elephant in the room. So, let's deal with that. Especially for Okama. It helps us.
So, is there a problem with black ticks, Arthur?
You know what? I'll tell you one thing.
Is there a problem? Like, you looked after your brothers.
No, I'll tell you one thing.
You sent them to school. Is there a problem with that?
I'll actually tell you one thing. I don't believe in the concept of black ticks. I was raised by someone. I believe I also have to raise someone. And right now, I'm so grateful to God.
So indirectly, it's black ticks that you then sent your brothers to school.
Because you know what? My mother is a vendor, by the way, during that time. Now, the next thing they will still come back to you. So do you know why I should deliberately say I'm going to focus on helping my family grow? Suppose I also wanted them to have a life, so that when I'm having mine, no one is going to disturb me. And
so
right
you
now,
do not give them fish, you taught them how to.
Which is the next point, Vikendi. Don't give a hand up. Give a hand up, not a hand out. That's what you need to do. Give a hand up, not a hand out. In other words, I want to give you the necessary tools that are going to help you start your own life. And right now, ask me what's my greatest achievement, Vikendi. When it comes to my family, is sending my father's babies to school. Now, out of 5, 4 of us have got master's degrees. The last one is in law school, finishing next year. Ndashanda. That's my achievement. Not more books, it's okay. But for me, I need first to be a blessing to my own family. That's my philosophy. I need to be a blessing to my own family. But how do I become a blessing to my own family? It's by helping everyone to be able to start and live their own life. And I'm so glad I managed to do that. So 4 out of 5. No, look for attachment. I told him, go out, look for attachment. Do you know why I'm doing that? Because I also want to train him. I also want to teach him how to network. No, I can easily do that. But I want to teach him to go out there, meet people, learn, master the skills. And once you do that, one day in children you can still go on. And these are the skills that we want to do. Instead of just giving people handouts, let's give them a hand up. In other words, we want to help you understand the processes and understand the systems. Then once you begin to understand the processes,
Yes.
So before I tell you to I want you to be very clear. Aka Omira Marianne.
Yeah, kick.
Simple. It's my money. I do what I want with it. Do you know, right now, it's a scenario where when you go for holiday,
Yeah. We're going to change with the mindset of entitlement. And the morning Vic and Arthur, how can I get the audio? You need to post it on our family group. The tambura.
You know, I once did a talk on Capital, on parasite. A number of people who are actually parasitic are family members. Do you know, Kunemon has got track weekend, and so real. Atomo track, you're related. Same trouble. But the next time they look for you, they want something. Panama number on those could you go near number? Mariam Gama one. Ndo my entitlement mindset you tanofunga kuti yotorika savings plan kunzi no kuneka mari kangu kariko kakatochengetwa saka katongoti anytime ndoda $100, which is why sema relatives ngatidzidzirei kunyarana zvakanaka stereki zvinochengetedza ukama especially kana ndatonakidzwa neukama stereki weekend ngatitsvage nepasina maproblems. So amazing kuti muri kupi. I just wanted to check on you. Murudei no apa. I just wanted to check on you. It's such a wonderful blessing weekend to have people who just care. So number one, this is the one thing that we emphasize, that don't nourish the entitlement mindset. Number two, let's learn to give a hand up, not a handout. In other words, you may be down for a season. I'm going to help you in that particular season, but it's not going to be forever. I'm just helping you so that you can get back on your feet. Do you know, a number of people can buy the school fees just for a term. I don't know what the next term of the foot was an azure. This is like a fire. I know that shop here brought me ndeyake. On my way, I need water. I want the angle. You know what I'm saying? So allow me as well to plan my life weekend. Allow me as well to enjoy my life. Remember, to know it our season are different, but when I help you, it does not necessarily mean I have to continue doing that, which is why we need to deal with that. Then could I want to change a weekend? I don't know one, but still I don't sponsor my habits. Zvimwe nditowo chinyara uri kuchengeta uri kutambura unatoti mwapi mari yekudhakisa futi manje zvese uda kungochengeta kuitira kunyatsofila your life, the default life mwaya yaunga uchimborarama uri wega uchimbongwavha. Now you want someone to sponsor that. Do you know weekend kune mumwe kuti ari kustruggle anapo kugara akayomba kwako andatowachirwa andatobikirwa andatotsvairirwa. That's nonsense. Topanda kuti batsirika unotora batsirika kana uri mukasizini kako dzidzira kudi kubatsirika kana wadzidzira kubatsirika woregera kwachi muyedzo. Step number 3 to deal with an entitlement mindset. I think we should do a talk as muyedzo. I think muyedzo. Principle number 3 is practice to say no. Dzidzira kungoti no. It's a very important vitamin here, vitamin N. Where is it no? Because sometimes you need to learn to put my boundaries weekend to protect yourself. That's why Nagamborengo a statement, it says givers need to learn to put a limit because takers never have any. Kuna munhu asana boundary kungotora achikotora anyway matora ako wambocheka the last time you also gave. Sometimes realize it's so disproportionate. So we also need to learn to practice to say no. Why do you need to learn to say no? Because you're actually protecting yourself. Because if you don't do that, we'll not stretch. Remember the conversation about happiness. One of the things that will make you happy in life is to be able to deal with an entitlement mindset. It will take your peace of mind. A number of times, does something from you. The next thing, they will approach in a way that if you don't do it, they will make you feel bad. But that it's very healthy. Why? Because you also have a life to live. So don't always give in, because sometimes one will master the art of manipulation. And I think you actually know my families. They're very manipulative. How they approach you, how they talk to you, they will manipulate you to an extent that you actually think we are the one answering the problem. Then it's someone who has actually invaded your space, and they're now coming and say, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's learn to practice no. It's very important. In principle number 4, we can learn to set my boundaries.
Parameters.
My parameters are very important. A number of marriages suffer at the ends of extended family. So a number of people are entitled in mindset don't want to feel the shift. Why? Because by 2 kg 500 grams. Now, by 2 kg 1 kg. But guys, let's also not interfere in a life, man, because we also have got a life to live. That's why it's very important to set my boundaries. If you can talk about my spouse, about my spouse. No matter how angry you are, it's always. We've got a better way of dealing it, we've got better platforms of doing it, but we need as individuals to learn to actually set my boundaries. And once we do that, Vikendi, it will help us live an amazing life, peaceful life. So, entitlement. Remember the point that was stressed. No one owes you anything. And by the way, no one owes you a good life.
You have to work for it.
Sure.
You have to. Or even kuvunza kuti mungandibatsirawo sei nditangawo something.
True.
Yeah.
Kana uchinetsika nehama dziri kunetsa entitlement mindset unongoaforwardira audio kana video iri paFacebook watopedza nditatotaura musashungurudza vanhu ndapota iwo kama musaitira vamwe vanhu miedzi haisi mhosva kunaka kana kutoenda kuchechi futi haisitori mhosva ziva maboundary ziva pokugumira nyarawo siya munhu aenjoy life hani kunesonga yakambonzi allow me to enjoy myself musiya enjoy life yake zvotopera.
Advocate Arthur Marara, thank you so much for your time.
I know
this has helped a lot of people. As the worst thing you can do in an African setting is to marry or to be married to a breadwinner.
But now, which is why we need to help people. But guys, the breadwinner is also a human being. It's not an offense to be responsible. Society seems to be rewarding on careless. I want to careless and doesn't care.